We are live. It's the 217th episode of the Mina's House podcast. Welcome. I'm Mina. Say what?
I'm Garnett Briscoe.
Dex Stuckey.
So I'm very impressed. Garnett actually tapped in from a meeting. He got a whole suit on. I mean, we looking crispy. Garnett looking like he out here trying to be somebody's husband.
Listen, I mean, I don't know about the husband part. I'm definitely trying to, be somebody's realtor. So if you're looking to sell, buy, or invest, you hit a brother up. You understand? That's what we doing out here. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely out here prospects. Listen, if you're a beautiful woman, got your stuff together, holla at me. That's what we doing. But listen, it's been a couple weeks, Mina. I've actually missed you as like a friend, as a podcast host. Dex, I missed you too. I know Shayna's not here, but I missed everybody. It's been a couple weeks.
Well, this is a floor where we talk about the world. So it's like, it has been a couple weeks, but my world is all over the place right now. I was just trying to explain to Dex how I'm like trying to reel everything in and just kind of get a little bit back to normal. But I missed you guys too. It's just been crazy in my life, like super crazy. I went to Greece and I came back, and I mean, yeah. And then it's like the second I literally hopped off the plane at 12 o'clock and I was at work at 9 a.m. the next day. And that flight is crazy. It's like a 10-hour flight coming back, and then like going there, it was crazy. It was an 8-hour flight going there. We had a 7-hour layover. Then we hopped on another little plane to go to Santorini because we went to the island of Santorini first. So it was like shuffling, like traveling, a lot of traveling. And then we got off the plane, 10-hour flight, and I'm literally driving home, sleep, work. And I just feel like my body really hasn't like caught up. Then I got a stomach bug and now I'm here. How were your weeks that we weren't on the pod?
I don't remember them. Every day legit blends in together for me. Like it's just like I can remember probably yesterday, but that's it. Like the days they just blend in together. I just feel like I'm just working towards the summer at this point.
The summer is here. It's 85 degrees today, the day that we're recording the podcast.
So I'll be honest with y'all. Summer is not here. Spring is going to get his butt kicked tomorrow. Like it'll be 50 degrees like next week. Like right now it's good, but next week is back to it's very dim. These last couple of weeks, I mean, I've been just like dealing with like real estate stuff. That's why I got this red tie on. Yeah, I'm like terminating a deal right now. Ooh. I got a new one under contract. I'm about to pick up a new one. Ooh. I'm out here doing things I never did before, Mina. And it's all because you went to Greece. If you didn't go to Greece, none of this would have happened. I just would have been a regular Joe, But now we're here. So, you out here, So I don't know if it's an actual thing to like tan while you're in Greece, right? But you're definitely a different color coming back. This is that get money glow. This is that I've been away for 2 weeks, get money glow.
It's the Aegean Sea. Is when you go to the when you go somewhere where it's the Aegean Sea is different. It's not the Jersey Shore water. It's not the Miami Beach water. It's the Aegean Sea. It's Mediterranean water. So look, it's crazy because when I left, people were talking about Will Smith, and now people are still talking about Will Smith. I came back, I'm like, y'all still talking about Will Smith? Let Will Smith live. Like, okay, he slapped somebody on TV. Okay. But it's crazy how people are still talking about it. And then like the kind of people that are talking about it, like yes. To have Kodak Black out of all people giving Will Smith advice, and him talking about like Jada's taking advantage of him and, like saying that he needs to get a young tenderoni and He's upset at Willow for talking about Tupac all the time. Like, what's up with that? Willow writing letters to Tupac, like even Kodak Black thinks that Will Smith being disrespected to the point. So it's funny how things have kind of changed. I feel like first it was like, oh, Will, you're wrong. You slapped Chris Rock. Then it was like, Jada, he did this for you. You're wrong. You don't deserve him. So the things have kind of turned, and now you're seeing like old footage of Jada dancing with Tupac, and then footage of her saying she never wanted to be married to Will. And it's like, now I think people are actually feeling sympathetic for him.
Yeah.
And like, it's just crazy to have seen all of the changes when it comes to that particular story in a matter of the 2 weeks that, I've been away.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about that is and this is going to happen, when Will Smith leaves Jada for a white lady, I won't say a word. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna open my mouth. I'm gonna leave it alone.
I don't think he's gonna leave her. I mean, she's cheated on him. She talks about the marriage. She's talked about their sex life. She's violated so many things. Talked about how she felt like Tupac was her soulmate. Like, as a man, like, if you haven't left yet, I don't know if you're gonna leave.
Well, now it's kicking him in the pockets though. Like Netflix is like, I don't want to work with you no more. And when movie deals are drying up for him, I think with that one, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, wait a second, you already messed with my reputation. Now you want to mess with my money too? You gotta go.
Listen, I got mad stuff to say about that slap, but that's neither here or there. But no, yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if like a divorce is like on the horizon, but I would be sad. I'll say that if that was the case, where it's like, you are right, Dex, and they just didn't agree over certain things, and that's the next thing that's like possible. I wouldn't be happy about that. I'm not trying to see Will and Jada get like divorced and not like be on the same page, even though all of these things were done. But I really feel like over the last couple of years, their job was to show us that rich people go through the same problems, if not worse, than what regular people go through. Like, regular people don't have like people, usually if you cheat on somebody or if like you step out on somebody, the person that you're having sex with isn't dropping like a record that's going to be played on the radio. Like, August Alsina's on the radio, son. Like,
right, with a song.
Usually it's just a dude at the bar. So, I really feel like, whatever that they're going through at the moment, it's just a hyper, realization of like, these are things that are possible for everybody. So that's also that's also why I feel like, a certain way, even about the slap, is I feel like
you think what Will and Jada are going through is something that everybody can go through?
In a sense, bro, because I mean,
okay,
it's really at a different level, man. To me, I feel like I've seen worse.
Right, but like this specific thing that they're dealing with, I don't think any other couple in the country, in the world, would ever deal with this specific situation. It's so extreme that it's mind-blowing.
Do you think? Because think about if you really break it down, right? Here's what happened. What happened?
Oh no, I said talk.
I was gonna say, because I think the different nuances of it does make it extreme. But if you break it down to the bare bones of what's happening, right? You have a woman and a man who've been married for a long time, right? She has an ex that she's holding on to, right? AKA Tupac. That happens all the time. The one that got away, right? She just happens to have a show where she's talking about it.
Well, hold on. He technically didn't get away, right? Because there are so many women that they have somebody that passed away, and when somebody passes away, it's not all of them, right? But it's hard. Like, you can't talk bad about them. They're always going to be held in a certain regard.
Right.
So go ahead and continue, but go ahead.
So to just kind of water it down, taking away the fact that it's Tupac, taking away the fact that it's Will and Jada, there's a woman. She was friends with somebody. It never went there, but clearly now in hindsight, she's of a certain age. She's evaluating her life. She's like, damn, that was probably my person, because this person I've been married with, based on, maybe things are going, a little difficult right now. Maybe sexually it's not there right now. They're not understanding each other. They're not on the same page. She steps out. He's stepping out, and then all of a sudden they're like, but we married, we have kids. Let's try to make it work. And they're trying to make it work. And there's all these other like things in the way. You got people cracking jokes. You talking about her. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe it's not. Now you gotta, be like, yo, stop talking about my relationship. But you put your relationship out there. Yeah. So it's like, I'm just breaking it down to layman's terms. Like, it's literally two people in a marriage for a long time. And one person might be holding on to an ex. When another person's unhappy, flirting with a coworker. You find out that you was flirting with the coworker. Now you want to go and cheat. Now you're like, oh, let's try to make it work for the kids. Now all their friends know your business, and now they don't approve. And now you're not friends with your friends because they talking crap about you. Literally, that's what we're watching here.
Yeah.
It's just on a different level because it's Will and Jada, and she has Red Table Talk, and he's slapping people on the Oscars.
And every person involved in this story is just as famous as they are, which is just like, it's so messy.
Right. So I think that's why this really has people talking, because I think a lot of people can relate to different aspects of this. A man defending his wife. A man ride or dying for his marriage.
Did he really defend his wife? I don't think he did.
He slapped somebody because he cracked jokes on his wife. Yes, that's defending his wife.
Me personally, and I thought this when I initially saw it. I saw it, through Twitter, because I wasn't going to watch the Oscars, but like I saw
nobody was watching the Oscars.
Yeah, right. So you got make sure you take that into consideration too. Because nobody planned on watching the Oscars that come from, situations like us. Like, no. But no, I like, we gotta look at that with like a grain of salt. And I don't know if he really was, were you really defending your wife, especially when your wife happened to say like, well, you shouldn't have done that.
After the fact, though.
But we don't know, like, none of that stuff that they're saying about Jay, none of that stuff is like verified. People are just saying, people have been talking for her since this has happened. The only thing she's said publicly is put out that one statement. That's it.
And that's true too, but I feel like that's true for like all of the above. Like, we don't even know if she was mad.
Yeah, but she was laughing after it happened. If this is real, this is her saying like, oh, wow, this is serious. She was laughing after it happened. They was having a grand old time.
And just overall, like, the point that was made was that he was defending his wife, which to him he was, because in fact, after he did it, he said, keep my wife's name.
No, but your key word was to him. He never even asked his wife in that moment.
Right, but just because you don't ask a person to do something doesn't mean you're not defending them. Like if somebody said something about you, I wouldn't have to ask you, are you okay with this? I'm going to just defend you. Like, I don't have to ask for permission to defend you.
Garnett, then what do you think he was doing? If he wasn't defending his wife, what was he doing?
He was defending his own pride. That's man shit. He was hurt because he's been through so many things.
But then he laughed immediately after it was said. Like, he actually laughed. She didn't. He laughed. When the joke was said, he laughed.
No, right. And I agree with you on that, right? He did, right? But when your wife already looks at you a certain way, right? Looks at you a certain way. She don't think that you're capable of anything that you're about to do. That's why you're showing up to do that.
You know what? It's funny you said that because Kodak, first of all, I needed a Google Translate to understand what Kodak Black was saying. But that's what Kodak Black was actually saying in his rant that I hardly could understand. The parts that I did understand, he said, yeah, you like harder guys. You like Tupac. You got with the guy that's a little bit cleaner. So now you put the pressure on me to have to defend you, even after you've done all this bad stuff. Kodak Black said the same exact thing.
Exactly.
I don't really know if I were you, if I really want to even hang my hat on the same hook as Kodak Black. I would be kind of like.
No, bro, I'll be honest with you, and going back to what Mina saying, he's one of the few people that when they spoke wisely, because he literally touched all of the points.
Like the point that he made was Jada doesn't deserve Will, she deserves a nigga like me. That was a wise word to say.
No. What he's saying is exactly what Mina just said, as far as just like, hey, listen, you, I guess, wanted a certain kind of person, right? Okay, Will's not that. That's fine, cool. But when you sign up for certain things, right? Like if it's a level of disrespect, if he's supposed to keep it clean, he's not ever supposed to do that. And so that's why you get the aftermath of, well, we hear that Jada doesn't like that he actually did this. And she probably don't, because it probably wasn't the right decision for Will. It doesn't even look right.
Like, well, it was definitely out of character for him, because his mom said, like, I've never seen him react this way.
Will Smith shouldn't slap anybody besides Carlton in the back of his head.
So that's really
slapping somebody.
That's why this is still been going on for 2 weeks after I came back from Greece.
Yeah.
Because it's like everybody has a different opinion. Like Garnett thinks this is Will defending his own honor because people are cracking jokes and saying things. You know, I kind of envisioned it as him sticking up for his wife. You know, that's kind of how I interpret it. And I think it was a little bit more so also like, yo, like I'm only going to take so much of your jokes. I think Will is tired of being the butt of the joke, you know, and in a very public way, he was like, look, I'm not going to keep taking your jokes. He was just on a red carpet with Laverne Cox and she over here laughing, talking about entanglements. Like, for you to be someone's husband and you got to stand next to your wife and Laverne Cox.
But you also knew what you were signing up for when you was putting your life out there these last couple years. Like, nobody asked for the information. You gave it. You knew what was about to come with it.
She gave it. I feel like that red table talk is really of this whole mess.
Yeah, but
we have speculated on their relationship for so long, and there's been rumors that they've been in an open marriage forever, right? But now we just know way too much. Why? Because of red table talk, because of Will Smith, because of August Alsina. But it's like, would all of that have come out if she had red table talk?
Well, none of it would have come out if they both didn't agree that they were going to enter this realm of media.
Because he wasn't on social media at all. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Like he's turning 50 and jumping into the Grand Canyon. Like, that's like, come on, that's unheard of. But these are things that he spoke about as well. So all of it is like, it's anonymous more than it is like separate. It's anonymous.
Yeah. I want to move on to Benzino because
what happened with I got mad stories about Benzino, not him personally, but I had a bad experience in Boston. I'm gonna blame it on him. But go ahead.
So we had previously talked about him going back and forth with his daughter Coyle Ray, and then I think the sense from the podcast that we had was that, you know, he was trying to kind of like latch on to her popularity a little bit by including himself in conversations about her that he doesn't need to. For example, telling everybody that Nicki Minaj is going to be on a feature and then almost ruining that feature for his daughter Coy. But then, you know, Coy spoke on him in an interview, talked about his financial situation. Apparently he was upset. You know, there's a big, you know, argument with him and Coy's mother and her. So she drops her album. And then a report came out that it was only going to sell 11,000 in the first week. And then he's on social media reposting an Instagram story with someone laughing at the numbers. and the person, so your boy Academics Garnett posted that Coi Leray's album was gonna sell 11,000. Someone else reposted saying, oh, laughing emoji. If Benzino would have, had a feature on the album, I probably would have listened. And then he reposted that. So literally, I mean, even Tory Lanez, who is by no means somebody that we should be looking toward for moral advice. Even Tory Lanez was like, bro, this is your daughter. Like, why are you laughing? 50 Cent. I mean, The Game. I mean, it was like all these male rappers were in there. Like, who laughs at their daughter? Now Benzino is saying he was hacked.
He said that.
Yes, but I don't think he was hacked. I think he was legitimately laughing and saw the backlash from this, and then decided, when people do something that backfires, they'd be like, "Oh, I got hacked." You got hacked off of one post.
Well, I guess Benzino's been hacked all week because he's been in the news for some other stuff too.
Right. With
what else? Dex? What else?
Well, his relationship status is in the news right now. Apparently, he was dating a woman who was transgender, and she wanted to go public with the relationship, and he did not. And like, he's on, I guess she recorded him like maybe like a FaceTime or something like that. She recorded his voice saying like, this is gonna look bad on me and not on you. And like, the same people who were saying, why are you laughing at his daughter, they're clowning him about that. Like 50 Cent has all day. 50 Cent has been talking about it, and it's just like, you kind of reap what you sow in these situations. When you talk trash about other people, you can't be mad when it comes back on you. And I don't think you were hacked in this situation. I think you were hacking, if you will. So there's that. And he hasn't denied it, but he kind of keeps going back and forth with 50 Cent. Like, well, maybe you're into this too, because you put this on Power, this, that, and the third. And it's just like, stop deflecting. You're dating a transgender woman. You should own it. That's it. And you should go buy your daughter's album.
Right. And not laugh at the numbers. I mean, yeah, there is a lot going on there. I did see the transgender talk. To be honest, I don't even care who you're dating. I don't care about who you're dating. Like, I don't.
In general, but with Benzino, we really don't care about who you're dating. Right. You have to know that we don't care.
Right. Like, if you're with a transgender, you're with a transgender. I don't care about who you decide to sleep with. Like, I think at the basis of it is like, just be a good human, be a good father. And it's like, you're not being a good father.
I'm doing that.
So that's crazy though. Do you think he was really laughing at his daughter? Or you think he was
Absolutely,
really hacked?
100%. He's that person. Like, I really do think that he's jealous of her success. Like, he's a hater. Like, and I don't think he played any part into getting her to where she's been or where she's at. And I think he hates on that. He's upset about that. And I also think that she doesn't want him to be involved in what she's doing. And I think that is what really gets to him.
Garnett is in the dark.
You better be careful out there. They crazy out there.
Yeah, it's 85 degrees, man. You can't be outside in 85 degrees. You know what happens? I just think it's unfortunate that that's even a thing. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. He could have easily have been hacked, and I'm just, speculating, but I'm disappointed in general at his
convenient hack.
Right. I'm just disappointed in general at his lack of support for his daughter.
At what?
At his selfishness.
Mm-hmm.
Benzino allegedly laughing at his daughter's.
Was he laughing at that, or was he laughing at the fact that people thought that she needed a feature from him?
Well, that is funny. So I hope he was laughing at that. That's hilarious.
I mean, that's way more hilarious. And I feel like he's, he's a reasonable guy. And I feel like that's the reason why he laughed at it, where it's like, come on now.
I think if you put something like that out, like, you should, but even like the fact that we would sit up and we would say, like, was he laughing at that or this, that, and the third? It shouldn't even be a question. Like, my dad wouldn't do that. Like if I put something out and it did nothing and they said, oh, you should have been on that, my dad's not reposting that and laughing at it. That's not funny, to be honest with you. Like, it's a funny joke for somebody else to make, but like, you can't laugh in this situation. Like, there's nothing to joke about. The only thing he should be doing is post and go buy my daughter's album. That's it. That's the only album post that he should be doing.
Yeah, but has he sold 11,000 copies of anything?
I didn't know Benzino rapped. I thought he wrote magazine articles.
Like, talk, Mina. How
you allegedly laughing at someone's first week numbers? Have you sold anything? Like, where's your first week numbers?
He sold more than 11.
Let me see. I didn't even know. What does he sing? Like, what's his song?
Well,
just because you don't know that mean he don't sell more than 11. Hey, right. Well, let's go check those stats. That's all.
I can't even name anything.
Mina came back.
I know him from the source.
Yeah, you came back from Greece on point. I'll let you.
I mean, there's only one charted single. It says "Rock the Party." I don't know this song.
Okay. I kind of remember that.
Garner, how old are you? Like, how do you remember this stuff? Like, we're the same age. Like, how do you remember this stuff?
I've always been a younger person in my group, so I've always had to like adapt to older things.
I mean, he has albums on here. I didn't realize he
released albums.
So many albums.
My brother's 5 years older than me. I have cousins that's older than me. So like, I'm always catching up.
This man released 5 albums, and I can't name one song.
No, but I also don't see no numbers. I don't see no numbers either. So,
okay, the Rock the Party song is with Mario Winans.
Oh yeah, that come on now, yeah. You got at least gotta give that a little credit.
Yeah, Lil Kim's on it, but he has a couple of features on here. He has Jadakiss on here. Like I'm just not familiar with his music.
Yeah, all together. But you gotta notice too. So when Meek was like doing a whole lot of stuff in Philly, like it's so much a part of the world that had no clue who the hell Meek Mill was, but he was popping here.
Right, but like those songs were also on charts. The highest I see for Benzino
is those mixtape songs that got him to that point.
Are you trying to say that Benzino was hot in New York and we just
I'm saying Benzino was hot in Boston, and of course you wouldn't know that he's hot in Boston, Dex. Why would you know he was hot?
This is the thing though, that like your argument doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Meek Mill was hot in Philadelphia, and only people in Philadelphia knew about it. And then eventually he got hot, and the world knew about it. Correct?
Yeah.
You're saying Benzino was hot in Boston, and we didn't know about it because he was hot in Boston. The difference between the two is he never got hot outside of Boston. He was never hot in the world. Like he's never been.
He never became a superstar. You're right.
He has 3 songs that hit Billboard, and the highest was at 65. I don't want to hear it. Coi Leray has a better track trajectory than her father does.
Has she had a record over than 65 so far though?
Yes.
Yeah.
She has?
Yes, the Go Best Friend song is Coi Leray.
But what is that? What is that? On the record, like right now, like what is it?
Higher than 65.
I mean, No More Parties got up pretty high too. I mean, it doesn't really, I don't think it's fair to compare them. You know what I'm saying? I don't
think people would if he wasn't like, seemingly like laughing at her.
I just think in general, you know, I don't know. I would like to think that I'm very well versed on music, and I wasn't too familiar with his music, and I don't think his music was as mainstream as his daughter's is. I mean, regardless of how much she sells in a week, you can't deny that people know her name, you know, and she's doing festivals and things like that. And
I think you're 1,000% right, especially just like where the game is at right now. Yeah, she is like a household name. She's definitely more lovable because when he came in the game, you know, he was around a bunch of gangsters. So, you know, right now, you know, she is a sex symbol to, you know, some of these younger people, but she has like records on the charts. and they actually do pretty well. So I definitely agree with you, Mina.
Dex wants to know if you're best friends with Benzino. Garnett.
No, so listen, look, I got a story. Do y'all feel like hearing that story?
Make it quick.
All right, so I'm gonna make it as quick as possible. So this is when I was like super heavy. This was like, it might have been before I even met you, Mina. Honestly, before I met you. So I'm doing podcasts. I'm trying to get into radio, right? Charlemagne the Guy is having a book signing.
No, like, you were my friend. I remember when you drove up to Boston.
Oh, so okay, so drove up to Boston. We got robbed in our Airbnb.
I remember that.
Our Airbnb like robbed us. So to make it, long story short, that at the end of the day, they were from a certain place that was in Dorchester, and like we was trying to like figure out why and how and who did this, and we tried to like, once we traced it back, it's like, man, this guy knows everybody. So yeah, that's.
Wait, what? I'm so confused. What does Benzino have to do with you getting robbed?
Benzino's from Dorchester. He knows everybody in Dorchester.
But how would he know who robbed you? I'm so confused.
What I'm saying. It's not real, but it's not a real thing. I can't. Yeah, you trying to like snitch on everybody? No. We can't snitch on anybody. It's not even a real thing. But when we were like trying to figure stuff out, we figured out he was from there, and okay, he probably knows everybody that's from there, and
so he probably knows the people who robbed you, is what you're saying.
So for sure, because because he's the most popular person to ever come from Dorchester.
Okay,
and he helped you guys get your stuff back, and that's why you're defending him today.
We don't exactly.
I'm good with it. I'm good.
Exactly, Dex. Exactly.
Okay, real quickly, trending was Trick Daddy, because he revealed that he got gonorrhea and didn't realize for 3 days. What? Are we okay? It used to be a situation where you would be embarrassed to tell someone that you have an STI, but people are so open these days. Like, people tell you they got abortions. People tell you they had gonorrhea, they got burnt. I'm always so amazed at how open people are with things now that people used to never be open about. Like, I don't think I've ever seen, have you guys ever recalled a celebrity telling someone in an interview that they have a STI, a STD? Like, he literally just came out and said, well, when I had gonorrhea, it took me 3 days, and he was like, I got burnt. I don't know who burnt me. I was with 2 girls. I was like, what is going on?
Who was it again?
Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy.
So, one, he's from Florida. Florida people is like completely different.
You're right.
Right.
Let's say that out loud. 2, so he was like speaking like past tense, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that ain't that bad. That could have been 25 years ago.
Yeah, but if you got syphilis 25 years ago, are you telling people?
Yeah, if it could save somebody that to not get syphilis right now.
Yeah, that wasn't the kind of vibe he was on, though. He was like, I had gonorrhea. It took it, I had a slow reaction. I didn't know I had it.
Well, listen, like, what? I would tell somebody anything that I survived.
I think that's what it is. I think it's easy to talk about it when it's chlamydia, syphilis, where it's like, yeah, I don't got it no more. I bet you ain't nobody gonna tell you they have herpes or the other monster. They're not gonna tell you that.
Talk that, Dex.
I do remember. I'll never forget when I was young, and I remember going into the grocery store and I saw a magazine that said Pamela Anderson has hepatitis C. And like, I was like, oh my God, she's about to die. Like, and I would never forget that. And it's one of those things where it's just like medical history. There's a reason that it's private. Even to be honest with you, at the beginning of COVID, when people were like, I got COVID, I was like, if I had COVID, ain't nobody gonna know. Now I get it. Like, it's like a whatever, we all were like putting it out there, whatever. But like medical stuff, like I think that's something that you keep close to the chest. Like, I don't think anybody needs to know what's going on with you medically, unless it's something like cancer or if it's something that affects your appearance, then I can understand that. But otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna keep that to myself. Me and my doctor.
Yeah, I'm not telling people I had gonorrhea. It's like, and it's like the way that he said it. Like, it was
no big deal.
like no big. Oh, when I had gonorrhea, like I got burnt. I don't know who burnt me. You know, I was with two girls, and he was like, at the time in Florida, they used to come if you got an STD. You used to tell the health department. The health department would pick people up and put them in a van. He said that he played a trick on his homeboys and told the health department that they had it too. So they went and picked his homeboys up. I was like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
But I am glad. I'm glad that you clarified that this was a while ago, because looking at Trick Daddy now, I just would love to see the women who are brave enough to sleep with him now. But I'm glad you said it's a while ago, so he probably looked, not.
There's
like
probably a lot of women that sleep with him
right now.
He's from Florida.
Oof.
You're telling me there's no women in Florida that would sleep with Trick Daddy? Absolutely.
Not that. Not that look.
All right. So I want to move into our topic here. So Lil Uzi is dating JT from City Girls. And I thought it was hilarious that this old tweet surfaced where Uzi was, I guess, trying to, hook up with someone on Twitter. So JT did not realize that this was old. And apparently when she questioned him about it, he was like, it's fake. So she thought he was lying because she saw the tweet. He didn't explain fully that it was old.
Yeah.
So she cut him off. She broke up with him. She was like, bye. And then now a week later, they're back together, right? She probably realized it was an old tweet. But I actually was like, she really broke up with him over social media. I've broken up with people over social media as well, but some people think that's petty. So I wanted to talk about that. Like, would you break up with someone over a social media post or their social media activity?
Probably. I typically in relationships, I don't follow the girl on social media because like I generally don't like how they post, or like I feel like you're talking too much or something like that. And when I see it, like I would say something to you about it, and it's probably best that I just don't see it, so like then I won't say anything about it. So like I think if I followed girls that I've dated, I think for sure we would have broken up over social media, just because I don't like how you present yourself and how you present us on social media. So absolutely.
Yeah, I've definitely cut people off. I mean, I was dating. We weren't even like that. It wasn't that serious. I don't think we even kissed. We went out on like a couple of dates. And literally like every big booty girl, like all of them down. And at this time, like
you could see
Tahiri and Lyra Galore and all those girls were like popular or whatever, ass out every Instagram. And he literally would be in the comments like heart eye emoji, wet emoji, like love emoji. I was like,
that is sick.
You don't even know them. Like, why are you doing that? He was like, oh, it's like, it makes it even, it makes it okay that I don't even know them. Like, you're just being jealous. And I was like, I'm not being jealous. I don't want my man oogling over a half naked woman on social media, and you're not even my man. So he was like, then that was the other conversation. Like, well, we're not in a relationship. You can't tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you, this is not the kind of person that I would want to further things with. I see you being thirsty towards these other women. I don't know what else you're doing. You could be sliding in their DMs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're putting it out in the open, in the comments, like, literally like drool emojis, like, really?
Likes I can understand. Like I can understand if you were liking it and it's just like, why are you liking this or whatever. I can understand that, but comments I think takes it to another level. I think if you're sending comments, you probably are in the DM still.
Hello. And it's like, it's the kind of comments like the drool emoji. Seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, I just feel like, to me, it's like you're thirsty, bruh. And I don't care whether you know her or not. It's just a matter of some Instagram girl is pops up on my page. And you know how Instagram highlights the comments from the people that you know. And I see the guy that I just went on a date with last night putting wet emojis or like peach emojis. They're like, what? I can't, bruh. This is not this is not making a good impression on me. And it's not something that I'm trying to deal with in my relationship. Like, we're just dating. I'm not going to go out with a guy that's putting tongue emojis, under Lyra Galore's or Black China's pictures. Like, come on.
Nah, I completely agree with you, Mina. As a woman, you probably shouldn't go for that, because going to what Dex is saying, it's not probably already in the DMs. They are in the DMs. If you can't control yourself on that, because that's out in the open, that's like whistling at a girl, like, but like at like an extreme level. It's either go and talk to her or you're gonna whistle at her at the bar. If you're doing that, then yeah, you probably doing. That means that you've already been in the DMs. Honestly, you've been there already.
And then if you get mad when you're questioned about it,
right?
That means not only are you in the DMs, but you feel like you're gonna get a response. That's why you're upset.
No, but it was like the intensity of like, oh, why are you questioning me? You're jealous. I don't even know her. It's not about you knowing her or not. It's just like, yo, that's embarrassing. Imagine someone being like, yo, your man put, wet emojis under, I don't know, Erica Mena's pictures. Like, what, bruh? I can interview her one day, like, and you putting wet emojis in her comments. Like, that's embarrassing.
It's a integrity thing. So one, I know you're a very big fan of Nas, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I really feel like, so I just became a big fan of Nas, and I feel like it's not because of you, but I'm gonna give you the nod because you've been speaking so highly like about him. But he said something in his lyrics where he's just like, yo, I'm too old to be caught DMing people. So he don't even like play the like social media game. And when I heard that, you got to take that to a certain thing too, where it's like, yeah, you can't even play that, bro. Like if you out here trying to get a woman that you really enjoy, you can't be in somebody's comments doing the drool.
Right.
You feel me? You can't be in somebody's DMs like heart eyeing too much, because it is. What is that going to do? Like, what is like? Where are you going with that? Especially if you're, somebody that you're dating, somebody that's dating the caliber you. Exactly. They're used to some regular people, which means that like, yeah, like if they have a crush on who can I put? Elle Varner, right? If they have a crush on Elle Varner, right? They don't think that the girl that they talking to next door is ever going to see her. So, they're going to do what they do. But if they friends with you, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's a different story. But
I think that we all have a crush. Like, we all like have a celebrity that we're into. So like, if it's like, oh, he likes Beyonce, he likes Ashanti. Like, it's like, okay, I get that. But if it's, you like Beyonce, you like Ashanti, you like Rihanna, you like Brandy, you like this girl, you like that girl. It's like, God, like, come on, pick one, and then it doesn't look as crazy. If every single one, like that, to me, that's desperate. But you're gonna shoot your shot at everything that moves.
Dex. Hear this though. What if they just think it's never possible?
Well, it ain't possible, but at some point, it's not possible with any of these girls. So why don't you just pick one and just let it not be possible with her? Why you got to get 20? That's like with me. When she's scrolling Instagram, it's like, oh, okay, he like Erica Mena's post. Then you keep scrolling, it's like this girl. Like, at some point, I gotta say something.
You know what? And this is when Instagram used to tell you, like, you used to be able to go on the main page, and it showed you like all the liked. So I literally would like just go on the main page and see like every picture that this guy liked was like an ass picture.
Yeah.
And then like the guy would be like, it's just social media. Like, I can't believe you're too grown to be mad over
It
social
is though.
media. And
It is. It is.
but it's the thing, it's like this reverse psychology. Like, you're too grown to be putting wet emojis in someone's comments on social media. Like, go do something productive with your life.
But he's not expecting that to be a real thing. Like, that's the thing. It's like when he's doing that, this is how I interpret it. When he's doing that, this is a woman he's never going to get in his life.
Yeah, but when you do see the women like that in real life, you will do the same thing. The same way you're shooting your shot, you're going to shoot that shot.
That's the catch. Right. So that's the catch. Is like, he didn't know he was going to meet Mina.
Right.
That's the catch, right? That's the catch right there. And Mina gotta look at him and be like, well, if you doing that, no, I'm out of here.
Well, I definitely cut him off, but it's funny because I think how your person moves on social media is super key, because a lot of it could be embarrassing. I mean, I know that was an old tweet, but it's like, imagine you being JT and your man is trying to shoot his shot at some random on Twitter. Right. Like, that's embarrassing to me. Like, no, you have no regard for me in a public setting, because this is a public setting. A lot of people like to minimize it and say this is social media. This is a public setting now. This is the new, I saw you walking down the block. It's like, I'm not seeing nobody walking down the block, but I seen your post.
Yeah.
You know, I know what you're doing. So this is a public forum. And you say here embarrassing me in this public forum. Like, no, it's not just social media. It's someone that everyone sees. Mm-hmm. So act accordingly. So y'all will cut people off over social media as a consensus here.
Absolutely. I'm 100% with you.
Nah, it's definitely a thing. It's a world within its own. Yeah, it's a thing. Hell yeah.
Yeah, agreed. But some people think different. Some people don't think social media is that big of a deal. I think it just comes down to your tolerance level too. Like, what is offensive to you and what is not offensive to you. Me, I would cringe to see you doing the most on someone else's page. Like,
yeah, I was gonna say, everybody would say that, but like, not to be like vulgar, but if like a man would be like, nah, like, I wouldn't cut no girl off because of social media. But if you seen that same girl sucking D on social media, what would you do?
See how good she did it, then maybe decide.
Let me put wet emojis under Nas every day.
Did you hear what I said?
What'd you say?
Garnett said, what would you do if you saw a girl sucking D on social media? And I said, I would see how well she did it and to see like where we should go from there.
Dex is crazy. So, Dex is the thing. In this very quick, get Dex out of here.
And I'm sober too. It's crazy. I don't even know what's going on.
Dex is it's the navy blue background, man. It's the
it's 85-degree weather outside. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, that too. We've been asking for 2 weeks. Actually, Miss Shayna, because she would have turned this up too.
Yeah. Well, hopefully Shayna will be back next week. I just feel like a lot of people got a lot of things going on. I know things have been a little chaotic with all of our schedules. But you know, that's why we're professionals. You know, we make it work. Mm-hmm. And we still crank it out. You know, other people would have put up excuses, but no, this is why we've been doing this for 217 episodes, you know, because
look, this is a therapy session for me. Like, it's like an escape from reality. I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Same. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for watching or listening, wherever you're listening, wherever you're watching to the Mina's House podcast. Appreciate your support. The 217th episode. I'm Mina. Say what?
I'm Gardner Briscoe with the red tie.
Dex Stuckey with the blue shirt.
All right, talk to you